Hi, I'm Gill Huber. I'm here with SMG Source at Adweek Europe. I'm joined by Amice, MD of LiquidThread. Hi Amice, thanks very much for coming.
Hi Jill, absolute pleasure.
So, you've just recently been on a panel with Channel 4 about youth and content. How did that go? What were the key things that came out from that?
Well, it was really interesting. We had a combination of people on the panel, so some people from Crowd DNA who do all the youth tribes work, obviously representing what the consumer is kind of thinking, feeling, what their content needs are. Someone from commissioning, and actually what's really, really interesting from a Channel 4 perspective, one of the key themes that came out was the fact that they now commission with multi-platforms in mind. So it's not just thinking of the main linear broadcast stream, they are already thinking about how that central piece of IP might work across different platforms.
And that's a big part of your role within LiquidThread. And do you think that's becoming easier to get clients and brands to think like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, especially when you look at youth audiences, that almost now, I would say, if you're not as a brand thinking like a commissioner, a broadcaster, an editor, you're not going to get that engagement, because actually that's now natural and often oft-used phrase, but they're digital natives, so they're used to engaging with content on multiple platforms and they expect that. So if you're not an integrated and authentic part of that content, I'm afraid you're just not part of the conversation.
And within LiquidThread, what do you think are the biggest things that you've done? You did something with Samsung recently?
Yeah, I mean, we work on a really interesting basis the whole time. So it's really, really important that we are really close to all of the content producers. So whilst platform players like Channel 4 are really interesting and clearly very important for us, we just looked this week at the launch of Psycho's new YouTube show, straight to that Netflix House of Cards. So actually we play with quite different types of really important partners to collaborate with. So a lot of what we do from a LiquidThread point of view is bring that absolute knowledge and insight from what audiences want, and we relay that back to our clients. So it's a kind of a two-way thing. As much as we're reactive to briefs that they generate for us, we are constantly coming up and working with content producers to generate those ideas and to take those ideas to our clients. So there are some really interesting things that we've been working with at the moment. We've had a rock crawl, which is a fantastic initiative. It's been going a few years, but it's based on a really, really simple insight. And it is, as a concept, it's actually a broad platform that we've taken to Heineken, for example, that either could be used as a CSR initiative or something that particular individual brands could activate. And that lives across, as I said, multi-platforms. And we work with Samsung on an ongoing basis. We do all of their product placement for them. So we are always trying to second guess what the new things are going to be, that the real kind of content themes that we should be hanging on to. And of course the lead times can be really long. So if we're looking at film or scripted drama, we need to be thinking now of things that won't actually happen until kind of next year or the year after. So
we're planning about a couple of years ahead.
Exactly. Always forward thinking.
I think Stuart talked about this, and it seems to be a theme that's coming out about Week of Partnerships. It's not about necessarily us being able to do everything. It's about being able to partner with the smartest people in all areas of business and adding value to that conversation. Is that something you found?
Yeah, and I think that's really what LiquidThread kind of almost is all about, is that we have no ambition to actually produce that content ourselves. What we need to do is to identify the people who are producing those right kind of content, sort of 360 content opportunities, and identify them early enough that we can then match them up with our brands and give them the opportunity to truly integrate at the very formation of that idea, so that it plays out in the right way. But where we as media agencies are so brilliantly placed right now is that we have the benefit of all of the audience insight. We have a fantastic human experience community that we tap into, so we really understand what youth audiences, what mums, for example, really want from a content opportunity, so we know what's of value to them. We have all of the brand understanding because we manage that strategy. LiquidThread can then come on and work out what that content strategy needs to be and how the brand can integrate really seamlessly and naturally within that. And then, because we are also the custodians of the media budget and the media strategy, we can work out the optimum way to drive audiences to discover that content and to distribute it, socialise it, talk around it. So we work really, really closely, of course, with all the different disciplines within the agency, but actually most closely with our search and social teams.
That's really interesting. It's really obviously a great time for us to be part of a human experience company and part of Cycle Media Best.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing your time with us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.